answer is B. The germs will enter my body and make me sick.
All right, I believe you said B. The germs will enter my body and make me sick. Well, of course, the germs aren't going to stay on the apple and not enter my body. They're going to find a way. The correct answer indeed is B. Thanks for coming up and have a seat. Well, we talked about earlier how germs can enter our body, and they can enter through our mouth. So if I were to bite this apple and I had germs on my hands, of course, those germs would now enter my body and make me sick. So, let's look at one of our vocabulary words. One of our vocabulary words is prevention. This is when you stop germs from entering our body. So what could I have done in order for me to eat that apple and not allow those germs to enter my body? Well, let's take a look at one of our questions. Should I use soap to wash my hands? Let's take a look at this video, see if you really know how to wash your hands.
It's fun to wash your hands, and I know you understand. So we washy, clean, scrub, scrub. We start with washing palm to palm. Between each finger, let us rub. Now the back of the hand, it's such a simple plan. We washy, clean, scrub, scrub. In the base of the thumbs, one by one. Then the back of the finger, cleans the front. Don't forget your fingernails, it's about easy. We washy, clean, scrub, scrub. Now move on to the wrist, let us rub. I think we're nearly done, so now what? Just scrape the soap away, dry our hands and we're okay. We washy, clean, scrub, scrub. So we washy, clean, scrub, scrub. We washy, clean, scrub, scrub. It's fun to wash your hands, and I know you understand. We washy, clean, scrub, 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 scrub.
Scrub, scrub! Whew. Every time I see that video, it gets me excited. So, should I use soap to wash my hands? Of course you should, because if you had germs on your hands, just like I had germs on my hands before I was going to eat this apple, you would prevent them from entering your body. So the answer is yes. So let's take a look at some diseases that can be prevented by washing your hands. A, the common cold, which majority of us said yes, we've had. Influenza, conjunctivitis, or pink eye, and rotavirus, which is the cause of diarrhea, which doesn't feel too well. So let's take a look at our next vocabulary word, which is infection. If you take a look at this little girl, you can see she doesn't look too well. Well, infection is when germs enter our body and make us sick. Then it causes us to kind of look like her. Not too happy. Not too healthy. Our next vocabulary word is communicable or contagious. This is when germs are spread from person to person, as we talked about earlier. Take a look at the person to your left. Take a look at the person to your right. Sometimes some of our friends are carrying germs and they might have them on their hands. And yes, they can pass them on to you. So I tell my friend, make sure you're washing your hands, especially before you give them a high five or shake their hands. Another question we had earlier today was, how can I stay healthier longer? What can I do? Let's see if there's some ways to prevent us from getting sick and allowing us to stay healthier longer. Well, number one, of course, we talk about washing our hands. That's one method we can use. How can I stay healthier longer? Number two, here's our next way. Covering your mouth and nose with a handkerchief when you sneeze or cough. We've all done it. Let's take a look at this video. See what happens. Oh, wow. I have got to sneeze. I can feel the germs in my body. Oh, I have to get them out. Oh, I must sneeze and... There every time I see that, just, disgusting. As you can see, boys and girls, there's lots of germs flying in the air right there if you look very carefully. So, of course, the best thing you can do to prevent that, use a handkerchief. Ugh. So how far does that mucus come out when you sneeze or cough? Let's take a look at this video. Alright, as we get ready to watch this video, what I'd like you to do very carefully is you look in the background, there's a coordinate grid back here. And this coordinate grid is going by feet. So we're going to see how far this mucus travels. Let's play this video and see how far it travels, boys and girls. Oh, look at that. Flying, those germs and mucus flying throughout the air. Ugh. You can see it traveled about 4 feet. So as you can tell, that is a far distance. That's about 1.5 meters. So once again, take a look at the person next to you, to your left. Take a look at the person to your right. If they were to sneeze and they didn't have a handkerchief in hand, those germs can easily land on you. Now, here's a great question. What if you do not have a handkerchief available? Alright, boys and girls, I'd like you to do something with me. We're all going to pretend to sneeze. But if we were to sneeze, before we used to use our hands and just cover our face and say, "Achoo," this is actually the wrong method to use. Because now if you realize, if I were to do it, the germs would then be on my hands. So what we're going to do is, we're going to sneeze into our sleeve right here. So let's all stand up. Alright, we're going to let out a great big achoo at the count of 3. But we're going to make sure when we sneeze into our sleeve. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Alright. I feel better already. Alright, have a seat. So as you can see, if you do not have a handkerchief, what you would do here is you would sneeze into your sleeve. Alright. One last question I believe we have is, how can I stay healthier longer? Well, of course, another method that we said is by using malaria nets. Something very simple, very easy. You're ready to go to bed. All you have to do is take out your malaria nets. So, little information for you. In 2009 alone, last year alone, boys and girls, 15 lakh cases of malaria in India. That's a huge number. What does that compare to? Well, that's equal to 15 Eden Garden cricket stadiums filled to capacity. So if each one of these stadiums was filled, all 15 of them, all those people would have caught malaria. A lot of people, boys and girls. All that could have been prevented. We could have stopped that from happening. So, is it true that malaria spreads through insect bites? Go ahead and take a look at this video and see if it's true.
This is the Anopheles mosquito. A microscope would show that this Anopheles mosquito is full of malaria microbes. And when the mosquito bites you, it will leave many of these microbes in your blood. Then you will have the disease the mosquito carries. Cover your bed at night. Then the mosquito